whole beam is rotted out.
Pete has a problem.
Hey G, I got a little issue here, man. Like I know, by the fireplace, the wood's all rotted, and the joist is rotted, man. So that the joist won't hold, it's rotted out on top.
Really, Miss Ritchie is the one with the problems, and Pete's just the one that has to fix them. This is now July, and the original loss occurred more than 3 months ago. Since then, Pete and the gang have been busy all around the house, dismantling the tainted bathrooms, gutting the walls, and hanging upwards of 150 sheets of drywall, while renovating a kitchen which involved the unusual step of needing to construct a wall.
There's no 2x4s here, so we have to build you a wall now.
And now that Anthony and Pete have hit the home stretch and they start on the floor, it turns out Miss Ritchie has rotten joist underneath her floor. Had it been anything but the joist, there may have been a way around some rotten wood. But at the very least, this will involve a trip under the house to shore up the joist. But all that depends on if he can even find it.
I'm right here by the fireplace. Where the f is our fireplace at? You lost down here. Where the f is it?
Hey, yo, Pete.
Oh, I see it.
Dude, how you?
What?
The damn fireplace is 4 feet from the door.
Right here.
Past that.
Oh, I went too far.
Wait.
I'm in the kitchen. I got you. Wow. Yeah, there's nothing holding this shit up here. So I'm gonna put one on the bottom, put 2 4x4s on both ends here. There's nothing supporting this right here right now. It's just there, that road's all rotted out. That's crazy. I'm gonna do that. We'll be all day tomorrow. Watch. Kidding me, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring that little kid tomorrow. He can do that.
With so much other work left to do, Pete and Ant decide to figure out the joist tomorrow and do what they can with the floor today. Hopefully, tomorrow's edition of L will help them wrap up a job that's entering its 4th frustrating moment.
The basement complete today. Painted. I mean, they're gonna start painting the primer. They got primer on the doors and trim and everything. And I'm doing the floor. I should get to the kitchen. And then I'll get it done this weekend, man. I'll be here all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Get her done, man.
Meanwhile, on the other end of that conversation,
see all this fancy back here? None of that's ours. We get this.
George found a fantastic deal on almost 300 acres of land. He had a suspicion that it was too good to be true.
I've never been so happy and scared all at the same time.
What's there to be scared of?
And while the land is definitely true, it took a few months of bush hogging to get to the good.
So if you saw the sand traps with those weeds, this entire fairway was taller than me in weeds, so that's over 6 feet. This is mild compared to what we cut down. All this was just overgrown. There's the browns, some people call them greens.
Though, being 20 minutes from downtown Atlanta doesn't hurt. And while it's a lot of work in the Georgia heat, it is still a golf course after all.
Mr. George, I lost my ball. Can you help me find it?
I think I found it. It was right there on this thing.
Oh, there it is. I found it. Russian judge gives it a 9. Oh!
You getting a steak?
Pollo ranchero with extra guacamole.
We gotta make it look like... Yeah, I want it. I want it. Do you want it? John, is there something in my eye? You know, perfect.
The moves are coming today. Well, you know what? That's not like a George problem to me. Yeah.
Santa Monica, what the hell they got us in right now?
Hey, it's not the size of the compressor, it's how they pound the nails. I don't think we'll be able to save that.
It's been no easy task putting Miss Ritchie's house back together, and with Ron and Pedro out at different jobs, Pete recruits a teenage sidekick named Elle.
Got some other paperwork we can go over there.
That paper, sir. That same paper. What are you doing? You just asked me with that paper. I go, yes, sir, that paper. What's wrong with you today? Don't get like him, bro. I'm telling you right now. You get like him, I'm gonna last a week here.
In addition to the obvious nod to the Brady Bunch of adding a child when your ratings start to slip, Elle is also going to help Pete fix the rotting joists under the house.
Even the way around, right?
Huh? Yeah. You smiled at me and I was like,
Give me the square that's there. But they got a flue here, so I can't do it. It's got a vent flues. So, whatever. It's just a mess in here, man. Square.
And after the floor is reinforced, the crew lays the floor on top and then moves on to the kitchen. With the floor extending all the way through the kitchen into the dining room and landing in a utility room, it's not going to be finished today without some serious effort and maybe even some luck. With only 3 guys there and young Elle not experienced with cutting floor pieces with a saw,
We got to search every single piece, man.
it ends up taking longer than originally planned.
That must be George. You call him on FaceTime.
I should.
You call him on FaceTime so you can see me outside smoking a cigarette, probably. What's up,
Let me
George?
get that on speakerphone because I know he's going to be surprised. So go ahead, sir.
Who's that?
I'm in shock, Pete, that you're smoking. I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
How much time are you gonna be there? Another hour? Are you done in an hour?
Yeah, right, whatever, an hour, I'll be done with the floors. I'm gonna do the crown. I gotta finish the other floor downstairs still. I didn't do that yet. Do that. Put all the base up. We got most of the base up. What else we got left? The hot water heater. Gonna do the hot water heater, right?
Sure, why not?
Might as well do it, and now I can just tee off of that, dude. Forget cutting that big freaking pipe, man.
Go for the gas?
Yeah, man. It's a nightmare. Hey, dude, there's so much stuff. It's crazy, man. The floor. If he gets it granted in today, she fix a backsplash. We'll do that tomorrow too. You know, get that over with.
Okay. If she doesn't pick it,
I'll take her myself, man. I'll take care of it. Almost done.
After his supervision of Pete and the crew is done, John heads down to George's golf course to scout out some of the areas that are still overgrown.
Guess I could try these keys.
With the economy expanding, John's looking to get into the housing market.
Say, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 1 kitchen. Take it back, 2 bedroom. I think there's a loft up here. So that counts as 2 bedroom. Many baths as you want. Hey, here's something. There's an actual something here. You know what this is? Asbestos tiling right here. 9 by 9 asbestos tile. This used to be a big warehouse or something. Ouch.
So now that John is done with work for the day, it's time to play.
Safe and sound, baby. Woohoo! I hate to be one of these saps that had to mow grass today.
Although according to John, that's not what's going on here. See, you might think you're seeing a guy having a lot of fun here, but what you're really seeing is an individual testing if they could hypothetically play a game of golf on this course as it is. George doesn't really buy that, obviously.
If I overdrive the green, I'm blaming it on the caddy. Son of a, come on. That was my eagle. This is for birdie. Come on. Shovels on the green. Come on. Nice. I'll take a par. Good day. Horses have policy where you replace your divots. Here you got to replace your hole. Mowing's tough. So my mower broke. Yeah. Woo, I'm gonna be cutting this close to the water. Oh, that's beautiful, that's beauty. Get in the hole. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Greeny, baby. All right, let's go put this in. No, 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 no. Off the weed. Oh. I was trying to bang it off that weed right there. Take another par. Yeah, 386. Cinderella story. 18th green. Cinderella story. He's parring from the blacks. It's a Cinderella story. Oh, it's 386. He's hooked at. He's hooked at. He's got all of it.
Oh, I bet there's a lot of balls.
That wasn't my ball. This was my ball. Let's try not to hook it this time, boys. That's down the pipe. Oh, dead middle of the fairway. All right, this is a real one. For real. Uh-oh. It's in the bunker. It's gonna be a tough next shot. I'm thinking weed eater pitching wedge. Oh, here you go. Gee. Excellent. Oh! Off the, oh, come on. Dang it. Hole number 18. Hey, Mr. FedEx. Thank you. Thank you. My fans. One of my sponsors, FedEx. Well, been a good day.
Since the granite will be a day late, Pete and the crew only work half a day at Miss Ritchie's to finish up the floor and start on the backsplash.
Over here, this is the final stretch because this should have up everything we worked for so hard. We're here for all these weeks. And we're like, you hear me, Anthony? So, please, you gotta take the outlet off there. I know. Yes, ma'am. 1019. Perfect. You see that, man? Not too high, not too low. And not for nothing, man. George might be a pain in the ass and everything, but he's still a good guy, man. He's got a good heart. He's actually a good friend. In other words, on the other hand, you got idiots like John, which is just a moron, which I don't know why he's still here. Me and Tim were talking about it. I don't care what George says. But John's got something on his ass. I'm telling you from the past. They know each other for a long time.
The next day, the crew aims to finish as much as they possibly can. That includes finishing the backsplash, installing the cabinet underlights that run along the bottom in the kitchen, adjusting cabinet handles after John's proof working, in addition to adjusting the gas line and several other things that make you think this is too much and it's eventually going to hit a stall.
Chris, I need you to make a box right here. See this right here? The same form. So I would just stick it there, trace it, and then cut out the inside so you can put it inside.
Back and you can finish the corner.
There was either a communication or just a complete breakdown, but either way, several small items that Pete and the crew need to finish have either not been ordered or not picked out by Miss Ritchie.
Can't keep going by her schedule, man. I mean, she doesn't get everything we got to get to finish up here. I'm not gonna be here another week just because of her. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, after today, it is what it is, man. I have Juan come back Sunday to finish up whatever touch-ups we got. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. And I tell her to pick the lights, she picks out 2 lights. Where's the rest of them? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, man. You already know. Bye. Not even coming to pack in today, now.
They're not?
She says, excuse me. Unbelievable.
What'd she say?
She's not ready to pack in.
Before any work was done, Miss Ritchie could be classified as somewhat of a pack rat, which is normally seen as 3 steps below a hoarder on the Jeffco spectrum. Catpack was supposed to come tomorrow, but she isn't ready for that to happen. And that's not the only problem that's going to keep this job in Pete's life.
See, I can slide this one forward now. See? Bang! Put the T on there. Let me see if I got it. They didn't have no unions though, man. But I should cut off a shorter piece, right? Let me cut off some of this one that we put there. That's good on the other side.
It's on the...
Same place I left them?
No, it's on that little wood thing. It's right next to it. I just put it by the door.
I just want to put my trailer off, you know what I'm saying? All right.
I just didn't want it to get wet because they
Half-inch gas valve. I got all the fittings, man. And I have 3/4 pipe there. We got 3/4 threader, so we good. All right.
This is live?
Hey, buddy.
Don't. I'm under the house. Freaking! I just cut the gas.
Okay, well, listen,
Now, go ahead. I just cut the gas line, G. The house blew up.
I talked to you about light fixtures and stuff like that.
George don't pay me enough to do this, man. I tell you.
So the fingers are out and they're pointing everywhere. On the financial end, it seems communication is completely broken down. Ms. Ritchie is claiming the job took too long, pointing at the 3-month time period, while John and George claim she forced them into an inefficient schedule in order to have standing not to pay for the work, which is the crux of the issue, payment.
So she gets the check, and then she goes silent, right?
Was she owe $300,000? No, 30,000.
30,000.
Okay.
Just move
I was
decimal
off
ones.
one over, yeah.
One decimal place. So she owes 30 grand. The check shows up. Pretty good odds she cashes the check and she goes silent. Okay? So I said, has the mortgage company sent any more checks? I said, there's a lot of money hanging out there. You ready for her long response? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes. And I said, hooray! Exclamation point. She says, my mortgage guy visited, because they come out from California, right?
Yeah.
Dunwoody, Georgia.
Right.
So my mortgage guy visited and gave me advice regarding the completion of the unfinished work and floor replacement. Because you know, mortgage guys are forever advising people on floor replacement. You with me so far?
They just care if there's a floor in. They don't care what it looks like.
I said, okay, let's get things resolved. And then that's where I called Pete and said, a glass shower door, some touch up in the kitchen, and there's a door to fix. Is that the total list? I can have guys there Monday to fix things. So here comes the answer to your question, finally.
Okay, thank you.
She
Because
says,
I was falling asleep over here.
I don't, no, there's much more.
Okay.
So I said, please give me a list. I was unaware. And she says, after work.
After work that day or just after
that
work?
was...
Or is that when she retires? Maybe when she retires after work?
It could be after retirement. It's just very vague. You could fax or email the list.
Ooh, this technology is really new.
The 1970s fax technology has been out. It's been proven. It's pretty reliable. She said, what's the fax? You guys are really difficult. Do you think in 5 years we've ever been called difficult to work with?
There's one thing you're not, and that's difficult to work with. Because it's basically my money, so you just like, I don't care.
I can say it's George's money, he don't care. Right in front of him because he doesn't listen to me anyway. Hey, you still listening?
What?
Okay.
Were you talking?
Let me get you caught up.
Okay.
So, this morning, today, we got the facts.
Right. Interesting. Hang on. Let me bring everybody up. We have 1, hang on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of stuff where she wrote down what we have to do.
But just wait just a minute.
Now what's funny is, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These were not items that have anything to do with the repairs that we did to our house. Just so
5 of the 6 pages.
Yes, 5 of the 6 pages.
Okay,
one page is like this one. You ready? This one. Furniture left piled in living room and dining room for 2 months. And I'm gonna give her this one. This one is bad. We did not put a cover on the air conditioning vent. I apologize. But I mean, that's what, $5?
5,000.
Okay, but here's where I have a bone to pick with you.
All right, go ahead.
It says fan replacement broken by JJ. Why are you over at her house breaking fans?
Well, you see, what it was. What had happened was, I seen this fan on the ceiling, and I said, I'm gonna break it.
Okay, and here's the other things. You ready?
I equivocally deny that I have ever broken any fan ever. I say, provide me evidence of me breaking a fan. I did not. What I've told the American people is the same thing I'm telling you now. I did not break a fan, ever.
You know, if you have a problem with a contractor and you feel that they didn't live up to your expectations, or
wait 6 weeks.
No, stuff needs to be done. Send them a list. So if you have to go to court, that you can say, I sent them a list. Here's the problem. If we would have had this list 6 months ago, anybody, or 6 weeks ago, anybody, it would have been taken care of. Because unfortunately, as sad as a statement as this is, I don't really care about the money. I just want the customer to be happy. And if this work ain't done, she's not happy. So then she has a reason not to pay. Go.
I care about the money.
All about the money.
30,
All right, so
30 grand short
Yes.
on a 1 hour punch list?
Here, take it so you don't screw it up.
What is
Don't
this?
stop breaking fans.
There's no proof that I've ever broken a fan.
In the end, Pete finished up the gas line, and that Sunday, Juan and Pedro came to fix and paint other minor issues. But as always, the end of the job brings the beginning of another, which means fresh Pete problems to navigate. But Pete doesn't let that get him down, just like George doesn't let the fact that he has to remove a jungle from his land get him down too much. Problems never stop, but hopefully you can find enough solutions that work for you. On the next Poop Dynasty, solutions become scarce as problems multiply.
Do you want to pack the house out now? You're a moron, John. You really are.
Miss Misha, what are you eating now? Don't eat things.
Man, does George not think of us? Like, we make the jobs done. Nobody else does, just Pete's crew.
They are not happy with my... That's a lot of ants.